Here is even more body language insight and discussion on Nikolas Cruz's pathetic attempt to claim insanity. That's next. And we're back, Shakers! Not in the studio now. I don't feel like being in there. We're just gonna answer some of the questions, talk more about the Nikolas Cruz video that I put out on the main channel. I wonder if any of you really experienced this too, where someone you knew, whether it's maybe someone who's close to you, a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, that tried to pretend that they were insane for whatever benefit that they were possibly trying to get. I had the situation of a former girlfriend. I don't know if it would necessarily be insane. She implied that she was going to hurt herself if I broke up with her. I was talking to her on the phone, said maybe we should break up, and then she goes, ouch, on the phone. And it's like, I'm like, what's going on? She's like, nothing. I'm just cutting myself. That's all. Cutting myself. I was like, what? You do that? And she's like, yeah, I do, time to time, when things are quite stressful in my life and things are happening like that. And I do. Really? And she's like, yeah. I go and visit her. Her wrists were covered in bandages. Kind of like in the movie Beethoven, where, Dr. Varnick covered his wrists or his arms in bandages, in fake bandages. And I'm like, can I see? She's like, well, no, I'll rather you not see my wrists. Okay. Well, why don't you want to see this? Well, it's too disgusting for you to look at. You wouldn't want to see it. I want to see what's going on. Something's up. And then she goes, she's like, okay. And then she unbandages her wrist. Nothing!
The hell are you trying to pull?
Absolutely nothing. Her wrists were perfectly fine. She was just faking, clearly implying, which made me believe that she was just doing that just so that I don't break up with her. And then she used that as a way to maybe try to keep me around. It just makes some people think that, oh, maybe it's not, mental illness or depression or insanity just isn't real. Has any of that happened to you where someone that you knew, you were maybe talking with, a friend, family member, was actually using insanity or mental illness, depression, just so that they can get something maybe out of you? That's the thing with Nikolas Cruz. He's trying to get what he wants, trying to get off of death row because he's a piece of crap that's trying to get out of what he did.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices?
On the note of body language, a big thing that I want to make sure is very clear with that video is that, Nikolas was being massively deceptive, lying about pretty much the whole thing. There may have been some kind of thought in his mind at some point of, get back at them and blah, 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 blah. But that's not a voice. That's just him thinking bad thoughts. It's not like an actual alter ego type demon voice that he's describing at all.
It's inside your head.
Here's the thing with body language that is very important. I mentioned in the video, but I really hope came across very clear, is that when someone is telling a big lie and they're lying about everything, and you can't specifically spot a difference in their body language because the whole thing's a lie, kind of like with Nikolas Cruz, people often ask me, well, how do you tell whether they're lying or is the story truthful or not? And really, it comes down to the details. Are they making sense? Is there a lot of inconsistency where it's like, hey, you said something before and you're saying something different now? That's huge, because what's going to end up happening is that it's going to be hard to really pick out any kind of deceptive body language because they're completely deceptive the entire time, and that's their baseline. The point is their Achilles heel, so to speak, in that situation is their inconsistencies and also their crappy acting too, because they're not going to be able to act and be on point the entire time and remember everything they said and remember every way they have to act to fit into whatever character they're trying to fit into to make you believe their stupid lie. This is why we talk about looking at the entire picture when we're talking about body language. Relating all that back to the case with Nikolas Cruz, we noticed that when the officer was in the room with him, he wasn't acting insane at all. He wasn't harming himself. He wasn't fake punching himself. He wasn't yelling at himself. He wasn't looking around. It was only until the officer started to doubt whether he was insane or not outwardly to him. And then that's when Nikolas was like, oh, okay, now it's time for me to really show the officer that this is how I'm supposed to act. All that stupid shit that he was doing. He did not once Not once apologize. Not once show any remorse. Not once say that he felt bad. Show he felt bad. Keep in mind, this was done that day, just a few hours before he's talking to the police officer. He's claiming that this demon insanity came over him, this voice came over him, told him what to do, and then he did it. It seems like he was happy about what he did. And now he got caught and is trying to get out of it. Now let's read your comments. Omega Metroid 93 writes, did the voice tell you to get an attorney? Quotes,
voice just tell you to get an attorney? Okay. The demon just requested, I will stop talking to you.
This interrogator is hilarious, LOL. I don't think that interrogator bought what Nikolas Cruz was saying one bit. Not at all. When I was first watching it, I was thinking to myself, this can't be the first time these police officers have heard this before. Demons, voices. Clearly, this is something they get a lot. That it's not my fault, it's the voice that told me to do it. What ends up happening for the suspect is feeling like he's getting caught. And when he feels like he's getting caught, negative things are happening, negative consequences, and then he's gonna feel like he's gonna wanna try to get out of it. Wayne F. writes, Nicholas, what happened? And then the officer, shut up.
What happened?
Shut up.
Stupid bullshit that he's trying to make up and try to make everyone believe that he's seeing things, experiencing things, and the officer's just like, gosh, just shut up, guy. Really, the suspect needs to shut up when he's in those situations. The cops don't want any situation where the suspect feels like he was suggested that he should talk or he had to talk or anything like that. So the cops don't get accused of mishandling the whole process too. David Mayberry writes, I love that apparently the demons obeyed the cops' instructions to shut up.
Just be quiet, man.
Shut up.
When the cops told him to shut up, so then all of a sudden the demons were like, oh, okay, you're right, we should be quiet too. So that's a good point there. Mr. Beaver writes, IK, he looks so sane, people think they could get away with anything. Throughout the entire interrogation, he was quite sane. It was only when the interrogator walked out of the room, that's when Nicholas remembered, oh, okay, now I have to make sure I look insane, and I'll remember to do that for the camera, because he looked at the camera and he knows the camera's looking right at him. But throughout the entire interrogation, he just looked like he knew exactly what was going on. It was quite apparent that he was sane. He was not insane and was only faking it when he remembered to do it. You're right, people think that it's easier to get away with than it is, especially people, as I said in the main channel video, who are narcissists. With Nicholas, yeah, it's probably more than some narcissism. There's probably some other things going on with antisocial personality disorder, but especially narcissism. Nicholas was surely thinking that, well, someone else wouldn't be able to get away with this, but he would be able to get away with this because he's just that much smarter and better actor than anybody else with his fake scratches on his arm. Emily writes, this is just pathetic. I have secondhand embarrassment while watching. He deserves what he gets, and I hope he's ashamed of this attempt to escape responsibility for his own actions. And here's the thing too, whether you're pro-death penalty or anti-death penalty, it's really just trying to make a fool out of the entire system is what he's trying to do. It's more than just, well, you know, does he deserve this penalty or this punishment? It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that he thinks he can actually pull a wool over everyone's eyes and get everyone to believe this bullshit story that he's trying to tell everybody. So that's all we got. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button for more on videos from body language investigative videos on my main channel. See you at the top.